get tangled up in Disney?
No choice. Here comes the smolder.
Hey, everybody. Happy Tuesday. It's Tuesday, right? My week's all confuzzled.
I don't know what day it is, so.
Honestly, recording this is the only thing that keeps me straight.
Yeah. It's usually Sunday for me, but this week has just been rough, so.
It has been a week. We're happy to see everybody in chat. And as you all listen to this, we're very happy that you are here with us today. We have some very exciting things to talk about today. And then we're also going to get into some more movie stuff. But we're going to talk about some sequels. There are some crazy Disney sequels out there, but there's some movies that don't have sequels. And we think they should.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited to talk about that. We'll do our typical. We'll get into some update stuff. We'll talk about a fun thing that's going on our Twitter right now.
Oh
And
yeah, I
we
just saw
will go
saw
from
that.
there. Yeah, I'm actually down to talk about that first. So as we are recording this, it is February 28th, which means tomorrow is March. And what does March mean?
My birthday.
March does mean Cosette's birthday. It's also my
Kidding.
husband's birthday. No, March is big birthday for me. It also means March Madness. And for somebody like me who doesn't like basketball, I have to make March Madness fun. And I do that by generating a March Madness bracket for us to enjoy.
I'm so competitive. So I do like actual March Madness brackets with my husband and his family.
We had a good group last year. You did really well in your bracket last year.
Yeah, I did.
You did way better in the basketball bracket than the football thing.
How dare you? But it's true.
It's your strengths are clearly college basketball and not professional football. It's fine.
Yeah,
everybody has the strengths.
What is football? I don't know.
Ooh, speaking of, actually, I'm making a mental note over to my husband right now. We need to start up another March Madness league while I'm thinking about it.
Yes, please.
That was fun. Well, for March Madness for us, we are doing a Disney versus Pixar movie bracket, which, people have done, but I want to hear from y'all because this March Madness bracket it's randomly generated. I picked a group of movies and threw them in and let the seeds randomly generate. So what is a number 1 seed and a number 16 seed? You might look at and go, that doesn't make sense, but it's because the system did it randomly. I wanted to make it as fair of a system as possible for everybody. But you'll be able to go through on our Twitter and vote for your favorite movies.
I'm like looking through them, voting right now.
Yeah. So if you guys head on over to our Twitter, which is, I always forget. It's Tangled in Disney.
Yes.
At Tangled in Disney.
Yeah.
We have not only pictures of our full brackets. It's going to be Pixar for the first 2 photos as a breakdown, and then Disney for the next 2. We have our first set of brackets up to vote on. They are good for 2 days because I wanted to make sure we had full time for those listening to get in and vote as well. So each set we put up is going to be up for 2 days. Go in, get voting. I see a lot of votes on them already. I'm very excited.
All of my answers are right. So yeah. if someone does not have the same answer as me, they are wrong.
I think, what do I have so far? We have up today is Cars versus A Bug's Life and Coco versus Brave for our Pixar side. And for our Disney side, we have Lion King versus Hunchback of Notre Dame. I wonder what Callie's picking on that.
Obviously,
and we
Hunchback.
have Hercules versus Mulan, which, by the way, wholly random seating. That was a hard one for me. I had to sit and think about Hercules versus Mulan.
I said Hercules. I thought it was pretty.
I love Hercules, but there's just some bits of Mulan that are perfect. That one was a hard pick. But if you guys haven't seen it, go ahead and head on over there and do your voting. So we'll knock out a round every week, and then at the end of it, we'll have one Disney versus one Pixar. I think the way I have it set will be in round of 16 next week, round of 8 starting on the 14th, the round of 4 on the 21st, and then we start that 4. I mean, that should put us down to 1 versus 1, right? Because I go, yeah. And then the brackets. And then we start the finals on March 28th, and we'll have voting open for that for I'll probably the voting open for a week so that we can discuss it on the podcast the next week.
Great.
So yay! I'm so excited. Yay, March Madness.
Woo!
Yay, not basketball. I'm kidding. You guys, the way I talk about it, you'd think I hate sports. I'm a hockey and baseball person.
Yeah, we're hockey people over here in good old Canada.
Not shocked. All right, so for some fun updates, what did you send me today, Cozy? Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, the trailer for Peter Pan and Wendy movie. It actually looks really good. I was very surprised.
I was so skeptical, but it looks like one that I am gonna be watching because it looks interesting.
Yeah, it looks really good.
What was interesting is it's straight to streaming. They're not releasing it in theaters.
Which I think is so weird with what we talked about, how Disney Plus isn't profitable. Then why are we not getting money from somewhere else?
Right. Like, didn't we just talk about how Bob Iger was like, oh, we're going to make it profitable, but we're like, we're pulling away from streaming being our number one focus right now, but you're still going to release something first out on streaming. It's weird.
Yeah.
So we'll keep an eye on that. I wonder if it's going to be like it's immediately available or it's a pay to watch it. Like you pay like an extra $20 to watch it immediately, but it'll be free available in like 2 months.
They did that with, didn't they do that with something else?
Turning Red?
Yeah, I thought they did it with
Turning Red.
Something.
They've done it with a couple.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't been a handful, but I mean, I guess if you're going to go straight to streaming release, that in my head would make more sense to have somebody pay extra to view it immediately because you get all of the profit. You don't have to worry about like splitting box office profits. And dealing with like movie theater fees and stuff. Like you get the full chunk of it. I don't know, maybe. Let's see. Speaking of just sending to each other, I saw this on TikTok and I immediately sent it to Cozy because I was crying laughing. Josh Gad, who, if you don't know, is Disney-wide most well known for the voice of Olaf from Frozen and Frozen 2. Funny story on Josh Gad. He seriously always wanted to be a Jungle Cruise skipper. And for those non-park people, the Jungle Cruise is probably one of the stupidest rides, but it's hilarious every time you go on it. That ride, it's one that I can ride over and over just because I like laugh out of, I don't know, irony, cringe. You get on a boat and they quote unquote drive you around a river that has animatronics of people who like went on a safari and now they're stuck up a pole, and they tell you really, really bad jokes the entire time. Like, you know what I hate more than lions and cheetahs? Lion cheetahs. Haha. Like it's Dee Dee level jokes the entire way through that ride.
My dad would love it.
It's full dad jokes. So he always wanted to have that position, and I guess he applied for it a couple times and Disney turned him down. And I guess that lit fire in him to like want to do something for Disney. And you could say that like that sparked part of Josh Gad's career into now being a Disney legend. Like legitimately, like that's backstory.
That's crazy.
So what Disney did recently is they made him a Jungle Cruise skipper for a day. And so it's this video of him doing the Jungle Cruise spiel and going through the ride and telling horrible jokes. And it is from start to finish hilarious. I love it. I love every second of it.
He did a great job.
His very last thing where he's like, if you enjoyed this ride, my name's Josh Gad. If you didn't, my name's Josh Tomorrow. I was like, that's a Disney joke.
I love it.
He's for those of you who don't know, he's the head of Disney Parks, Josh Tomorrow. Tomorrow. I say tomorrow. Anyway, that was very funny. It was very entertaining to see that come out today. I needed that laugh.
That was good.
Part of So something that I've been keeping an eye on has been Disney collabs this year with different companies. Disney's been doing a lot of collabs. They do them anyway, but especially for Disney 100. We talked about how they've done a bunch with Lego.
Which I bought.
Yes. You can see if you're watching the stream, you can see in Cozy's background, she's got the beautiful Disney Lego buddies.
Yep. Mickey, what? Yeah, Mickey, Snow White, Tinkerbell, and what's this guy's
Oswald.
name again? Oswald?
Mhm.
I was going to say Oslo, but I was like, that's very wrong.
Close.
They're so cute.
I would buy it for the Steamboat Willie, honestly, just on
This
its
one?
own. Yeah.
He's got a little tail, too.
I love it.
Oh.
So I've been keeping an eye on those. And something that I saw is Ulta, which is a like a beauty supply store. Do you have Ulta in Canada?
No.
No? Okay.
I mean, not where I live, but I've heard of it. Ulta Beauty? Is that what it's called?
Yes. So it is a beauty supply store. They are doing nail polish strips that are Disney themed. So I love nail polish strips because I don't have the time or the money to go get my nails done all the time, and I'm really bad at painting my own nails. So nail polish strips have always been awesome because it's real nail polish, and you put it onto your nails as like a strip, and it sticks onto your nail, and anything on your finger you can like peel off really easily. They make my nails look like they're done. I wish I had some. I think I'm gonna go buy some this weekend.
That's so cool.
But they have really cool Disney themed ones that have like Mickey head on them. There were some that I saw that were like frozen icicle sparkles. So Ulta is selling those, and honestly, for a really good price. They're like $9 for a set of strips. And most places when you buy them come with 10 strips for your 10 or 20 for your fingers. But they don't. It's usually 20 because you have to like fit the different sizes. But that means that you could possibly get 2 manicures out of it. And so for $9, like
Good deal.
I'll take that. They usually stay on like 3 to 4 weeks, depending on how well you take care of them too.
Sweet.
I'll take a $9 manicure.
I just don't do anything. I'm terrible.
Every now and then, like you need like one of those treat yourself moments. Like, okay, I am scheduling to go get either a manicure, a pedicure, go get a facial or something, and just like get out of the house. Like, all right,
Mine
I'll
would
be back.
like go buy shoes. I hate manicures and pedicures.
Oh, that's fair. Shopping spree.
Go buy, yeah. I like shopping. But yeah, those sound really cool.
I want to check them out. I think I'm actually gonna go buy some this weekend.
You should, and then post pictures.
I will. We'll get them up on the Twitters.
Yeah.
So remember when we talked about Earl of Sandwich opening in Disneyland, and we were talking about like the holiday sandwich where it's like the turkey and the cranberry and stuff, and I was in love with it.
Which Mark said we actually do here. You're just am obviously obviously didn't know.
I'm good to know that it's not just an American thing.
Yeah, he called me after listening to our podcast episode and was like, we do that here. You just don't eat it. So, yeah, we do.
It's not pierogies. I don't know it exists.
Pierogies, pizza, and chicken strips? I don't know.
Popcorn.
Popcorn.
Thai chicken bites. There's like a few things we can add. So I didn't realize this. I don't know if I misread it or I was confused. So Earl of Sandwich is supposed to be like, it's typically a quick service. You stand in line, they make your sandwich, you take it and you leave. Like it's like a Subway kind of thing, right? The one that opened in Disneyland is a tavern. It's a sit down table service dine in tavern.
Cool.
And I got to pull up the menu. I was blown away because I was like, somebody said, "Oh yeah, we got this this mac and cheese burger from Earl of Sandwich." I was like, "Earl of Sandwich doesn't do mac and cheese burgers. What are you talking about?" Well, Earl of Sandwich Tavern apparently does. So it was like mac and cheese cheeseburger, which looked really good. It's literally like mac and cheese on a bacon cheeseburger.
Ooh.
They have a prime rib, chicken fettuccine alfredo, a buffalo chicken sandwich, twice cooked buffalo buffalo wings as an appetizer. which sounded incredible. They have soups. They have like a clam chowder and a tomato bisque. Salads. They have a bread pudding dessert.
Ooh.
Anyway, it sounded fantastic, and I was absolutely blown away that it's a table service Earl of Sandwich. They have breakfast too. There's like a croissant French toast, eggs Benedict, of course, avocado toast, because what breakfast place doesn't have avocado toast these days?
True. Avocados, like, I feel like it's such a trendy thing, but everybody likes it. I don't know.
Avocados from Mexico.
It's like
I'm glad it's a trendy thing because I've always loved avocado, and now I feel like I can find it everywhere.
Yeah, I just got a new robe, like a hoodie robe, and it has avocados on it.
Yes.
Should have wore it.
Avocados. Ooh, they've posted pictures of the topiaries for the Flower and Garden Festival in Epcot. Have you seen any of those?
Yes, of Moana characters.
I think there were a couple Moana.
Encanto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They look, the topiaries that they do in Epcot just constantly blow me away because of how good they look. But I feel like these are like beautiful this year. This is the first time I did a little bit of research into it because I loved it so much. This is the first time they've done an entire topiary out of succulents. They were using like flower looking succulents for Isabella's dress. It looks phenomenal. It does look
really, really good. They do such a good job with those kind of things, though.
It's insane. Like I don't know. It's one thing to like create a sculpture. Like I know how Imagineers work. I know how like creating in the artwork goes, and you can print something, you can paint it, it is what it is. But to change it and have it be a sculpture made out of plants that isn't just like a hedge that you've shaped into a Mickey hat. Like there are like I've showed the picture of this to Aiden, and he was able to tell me exactly which the characters were because they look identical.
Oh yeah,
made out of flowers.
Yeah,
and moss, mostly moss, but it looks so cool.
So cool.
And then for my, oh my goodness, what is Disney doing? Cinderella's Royal Table in Disney World.
That's a restaurant?
Yeah. You get to sit down and you can either have breakfast or dinner. And the perk of it has always been that the princesses walk around and you get to meet them and take pictures of them. So especially for larger families with little kids, it's nice because you don't have to stand in line and wait to meet a princess or two princesses. You get like the vast majority of them in one dinner or breakfast seating. The downside is it has always been expensive. But they have now updated the prices to be even more so.
Oh, great.
So
why?
Previously breakfast for adults was $45 per person. It is now $65 per person.
For breakfast?
For breakfast.
No,
and children has increased $10 from $29 to $39 per person for breakfast.
I don't eat enough for that to be worth it.
Honestly, especially at breakfast. And let me tell you, I love Disney food. I love eating at Disney restaurants. Outside of one particular restaurant, which is actually in a Disney World hotel, I would not pay to any kind of money like that to eat a Disney breakfast.
No.
Disney breakfast is notoriously bad. It's like Mickey waffles. That's the best thing, and you like it because it has Mickey on it. Sorry, I'm not paying that kind of money for a buffet style breakfast that is horrible eggs, way overcooked greasy bacon. Sorry, Disney, y'all got to do better for breakfast if you're going to be doing that.
For $60?
Yeah.
No. That is crazy.
Insane. Dinner did not increase as much, but has gone from $67 per adult for dinner to $79 per adult for dinner.
I could get steak dinner for less than that.
Yeah. The best steak on property does not cost that much. And you are not getting anywhere near that level of best steak on property for that. I mean, look, I get it. You're paying for the experience.
No.
I'm not paying $80 per person to take our picture with 5 princesses.
You already
Sorry.
had to pay for the experience to go to Disney.
Right.
You don't need to pay ridiculous
Not
amounts
only-
for mediocre food.
For a family of 4 for one day to Magic Kingdom, it's about $120 per ticket. We'll assume that all of your kids are old enough to have aged out of the kid bracket, which I think is like 9 years old. So you're paying $480 to get into Disney for a day, and then you are paying roughly, what is that, 65 times 4 to 6, 12, 18, 24, more than $240 for breakfast. You're paying almost $1,000 for one day experience with food.
Yikes. Yeah, no, I'll just like eat my own food and then find the princess in the park. Like, I don't need them to take a picture of me with my Mickey waffle. I'll just, that's ridiculous. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Hard pass. And I say this, we've eaten at the Beauty and the Beast dining, Be Our Guest, which was a really fun experience. We did it for lunch. The food is not good enough to pay the kind of money that you pay for Beauty and the Beast experience, and it's more expensive for Cinderella's royal table. I'm not paying that kind of difference for that kind of experience. Sorry, Disney, find something else.
Yeah. Nope. Not that's
Something that they're bringing back to Disneyland in more of a, hey, this is cool. So they've been doing the Disneyland After Dark, and they've been doing a couple Disney World After Darks, and it's a special ticketed event to get in. I haven't looked into it as much because, one, I can't go. So sorry. But two, if it's like any other special event that I'm used to seeing, you have to buy a ticket and then buy the special event ticket. That's typically how it goes.
Ted.
I agree, Mike. I agree wholeheartedly. But what Disney's doing, they're theming them. So there is a throwback night that's taking place April 18th and 20th in Disneyland. They are doing Star Wars nights as well that are like beginning of May to coincide with Star Wars days. I think those are both still available. They're $129 per person for a ticket to those special events. And you get like special fireworks, you get special character experience. So in some cases, I heavily find it worth it depending on what type of characters are going to be out and the special events that will be in there. Plus, you usually get food too. And since it's a ticketed event, you get on rides very quickly.
That'd be nice.
So those are still available for Disneyland. They also have like a princess night and a sweetheart night, but I believe both of those are sold out coming up like this month and next month. But that's cool. I'm glad that Disney's doing stuff like that. Even if it is a special ticketed event and you have to pay more for it, there are some experiences like that. Like I would rather pay that kind of money to get into a special event ticket than to pay for breakfast at Cinderella's table.
Oh, 100%. Like the Halloween After Dark one
Yes!
where you do trick-or-treating and all that.
The
Yeah.
Oogie Boogie parties?
Yeah.
Those are so cool. So yeah. So that's my updates for the week. Ooh, big update though. Like big thing. Mandalorian season 3 releases I think tomorrow. I think it's March 1st. I am very far behind on my Star Wars movies because I was like trying to watch them all in chronological order, but the Clone Wars series is really, really long and I got burnt out on it. But I binge watched the Obi-Wan Kenobi series today. Oh my God. It's so good.
I still need to watch that. I think I watched the first two episodes.
It is fantastic. Now I have seen the first 2 seasons of Mandalorian. I have not seen the Book of Boba Fett yet. I have it open on a tab right now. I'm binging that tonight and tomorrow. And I have now watched the Obi-Wan. And other than that, I've watched all of the movies and all of like the one-off shows. The Obi-Wan series is my favorite to date. It is so well done. And I feel like the biggest thing I hear from fans of like the new movies is that the lightsaber battles are like not what they were in the originals or even like the pre-sequels, this series felt really good for the lightsaber fights.
Mm.
It chills. It was so cool. Oh my god. And it's Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor both back. Like, ah, I'm so excited. I'll watch Ewan McGregor in anything.
I need to watch
Literally
the
anything.
rest of that.
It's very good. But yes, so if you guys are watching Star Wars, hit me up without spoilers because I'm catching up. But let me know how much you love it because I have been thoroughly enjoying my binge watching. Okay. Ooh. Sequels. Let's talk sequels.
Mm-hmm. You know what I think?
What?
Number 1 should have a sequel.
What?
Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Why? They're all dead. They're all dead and gone. Get rid of it.
Kidding. That's the first one I put on my list because I was like, ooh, Callie will love this. What do you mean? They're not all dead. Just a bad guy.
Yeah.
We watched it over the weekend.
What did Mark think? Or I needed Mark's thoughts.
I'll get him to text you because I'm not. He's like, yeah, this is kind of weird. But we were kind of doing stuff while we were watching it, so I don't know if he got the full experience, but
Y'all cozied messaged me and was like, we're watching Hunchback right now. I was like, I need a full report from Mark because it doesn't get much better than the lyrics of like hellfire, great fire, watch them burn in hell. Like happy Disney.
nice.
Those are some Disney lyrics out there.
Yeah.
Was it like she'll burn if I can't have her, no one can, like that kind of a toxic red flag? Anyway.
Yeah, it's a little messed up, but
I could probably talk about Hunchback for an entire episode.
Yeah, you could.
We might
hate
need
on
to one day.
Hunchback for an entire episode.
Let's talk. As I was going through these, I actually had a really hard time because as I started thinking about them, most of them do have like really obscure sequels.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was talking with my husband about it and he's like, yeah, the Cinderella sequels. I was like, there's like 3 other Cinderella movies that like aren't the remakes. They're literally Cinderella sequels.
Yeah. They're just not super popular.
Right. And so I started going through and I'd write something down and be like, that has a sequel. Mark that one off my list. I want a Monsters, Inc. sequel.
That's on my list.
And
because
I go ahead.
They came with a prequel.
Yes.
And the prequel's fantastic.
Yes.
But I agree. Like Boo grown up or, because she's going to remember monsters coming out of her closet.
Yes.
And
Imagine it's a sequel and it's Boo's kids.
Yeah.
Like that would be so good.
Could be really cool.
That one's heavy on my Monsters Inc. is my mom's favorite Pixar movie. And so like I've watched it so many times. That would be such a good one.
Mm-hmm.
What else had a prequel that probably could use a legit sequel? Tarzan? Tarzan's sequel is a prequel.
Tarzan has
2,
a prequel?
It's Tarzan 2, but it's him growing up.
With the monkeys?
Yep.
I've never seen that. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yep. It's a good movie.
Interesting.
But Tarzan's sequel is technically a prequel.
I think Zootopia should, but we already know that
I've got a big exclamation mark next to that one on my list.
One is in development for that. So, I mean, we don't really have to wish. We just have to wait.
We'll backdate this podcast like 4 months and be like, look, Disney, listen to us. Zootopia sequel. Let's go.
See, they're listening to our podcast.
Hercules. I don't have very many quote unquote old school Disney movies written down that I need a sequel to, mostly because most of them have sequels. I would actually really like to know what happens with Hercules after he turns down becoming a god. And he's like, "No, I'm gonna stay here on Earth with Meg." Like, okay, well, what happens next? Do you still have your strength? I don't know.
Mm,
What are y'all doing?
probably
Because
just
there
like
was a Hercules animated series, but it was him as a teenager.
probably just being normal people. Probably be boring.
Yeah, but they can make conflict.
True. That's true. I think Meet the Robinsons needs one.
Oh, I missed that one.
There's
That'd be a good one.
so much they could do. They could do him dating his wife, or like, because like you see the present but also the future, so you could do like in between
What happened in
those,
between?
or even after. Like, oh yeah, that could be fun.
That would be a really good one. I would love that. I didn't have that written down, but like that's like my favorite.
That's on my list too. Inside Out.
I wrote down Inside Out. It's funny. A lot of mine were Pixar movies where I was like, I want a sequel.
Yeah.
Pixar doesn't hit up their sequels very often unless the name of the movie is Toy Story or Cars. Oh, speaking of, because you March
Or
Madness people are
Pirates.
gonna the March Madness people are gonna come from me. I did not put a single sequel in the Pixar bracket because I wanted to fit as many Pixar movies in as possible that weren't sequels. Because we
I
can
think
get
that's
into a
fair.
debate over if Cars 2 and 3 is awful and worthy of being on a bracket. So just as a side note here, don't come at me. I wanted to fit as many as possible.
Yeah,
Inside Out's good.
That's fair.
On the same, Ratatouille.
Yeah, I have that down too.
I'm down for a Ratatouille sequel, especially now that there's a Ratatouille ride in the parks.
There is?
There is in Disneyland Paris, and they've moved it over to Disney World now.
Mm.
And it wouldn't surprise me if they put it over in Disneyland. Honestly, they'd probably end up replacing, I don't know, like the Roger Rabbit spin ride or something.
Yeah, I didn't like the Roger Rabbit ride. It's
I
just
do.
so weird.
I love the movie Roger Rabbit.
There's like, questionably dressed lady rabbits. I'm like, this is not a children's ride.
It is not a children's movie.
Rats like smoking cigars. I'm like, wow.
That ride is for the adults.
Yeah.
Yes, but I think Ratatouille would be. They could do a sequel so easily and merge in the ride. I think it would draw more people in to want to ride the ride. I think it is good, profitable choice from both a movie and a park standpoint.
Yeah. I agree. I think it would do well. It'd be cool to like see them running the restaurant and having like a crazy food critic, or opening other restaurants somewhere else, or moving
And
to
you
the
know it's
States.
going to revolve around
whatever.
them being a rat, right? Like somebody is going to get into the back room somewhere, like go to the bathroom, and all of a sudden they peek through like the chef window, and there's a rat back there stirring soup, and they call in the exterminator, and it's like them versus like I could write this movie right now. I'm writing the script.
Disney, we got you. We
I
got
think
you.
a sequel would be good.
Oh my gosh, Mike. Mike's on a roll tonight.
I'm surprised Ruff isn't here to bounce off of him.
Oh gosh.
That's when it gets crazy. It's when it's Mike and Ruff and Jimmy.
Boy. I think another one I had on my list was Encanto.
Yes, I have Encanto.
Yeah, I could see that. Because what? They rebuild the house, then what happens?
They still have their powers. We don't talk about Bruno's back. Like,
There's a lot you could do there.
Yeah.
There's a lot to unwrap.
There's so much I want to know. And the music was so good. Lin-Manuel Miranda, write me more music, please.
Please.
I have an entire playlist by him. I need more. Same token, Moana. They would have to create another. All of these movies they have to create more conflict for. But I want more Moana and Maui adventures. You could do. I don't even need it to be a sequel. Give me a TV series. Put it on Disney. I know I keep saying like don't put stuff on Disney Plus, but give me a TV series on Disney Plus of like the misadventures of Maui and Moana.
Yeah, I had Moana on my list and then I took it off. Because I like how they end it, giving the heart back. It's a nice island now.
Moana's a harder one to come up. Like I can easily find conflict for Ratatouille. It
Yeah.
wouldn't be hard to come up with sequels. Moana, I have Brave also on my list. Coming up with more conflict for that is difficult. Okay, actually, I take that back. Brave would be very easy because she's got to like fight for her right to have the crown without being married because that's what Merritt is doing. So she like there's actually conflict for that, so I take that back. But Moana, Tangled is another one. It is very difficult for them to create a sequel for. They did a TV series that is technically a sequel, although I have problems with it because it's her with her long hair after Eugene cut it at the end of the movie. So like there's continuity issues for me. But they had to do the same thing where it wasn't a full movie. It was a series of like her misadventures as she discovers herself as princess before she took over the crown.
Yeah, I would not want a Tangled sequel. I love how they ended it. She's there with her family. They get married. Live happily ever after. It's one of those.
I remembered hearing about the Tangled Ever After short and being like, they made a Tangled sequel. But it was like a little short. I think it was at the beginning of Frozen. I think we saw that in theater. We apologize for this pause as you guys are listening to this. Chat is losing it tonight.
Just can't.
It is a night for chat. If you guys haven't checked out Twitch chat yet, twitch.tv/cozy, you really should check out Twitch chat on podcast nights because no, but I agree. Like Tangled and Moana are both there together. We're like, I want more of those characters. I think that's what it is I'm craving more from those characters because I loved the movie so much. But I understand that creating the conflict for a sequel could be difficult. Granted, I thought the same thing for Frozen. And then here's Frozen 2.
That is very true. If they could come up with something like Frozen, I think they did a really good job. But it's just always like, are they going to do it justice or is it going to just flop and be crappy, right?
Toy Story 5.
Yeah, I'm nervous.
I want it to be so good, but I'm so scared. Shoot, that's my list.
What else? Okay, I think Bug's Life could. I feel like there are, I mean, they're bugs, so they have there's a lot of possible conflict there. I think that could possibly have one and could be fun. Like instead of now the grasshoppers being the problem, it's like humans come and try to build houses in that area, and then it's like, ah.
You want a funny story?
Sure.
There's a Bug's Life 2 teaser trailer.
Is there?
A Bug's Life 2 was supposed to be released June 16th, 2022, and was Pixar's 25th feature film. I have to look into this a little bit more because it seems it's on IMDb. A Bug's Life 2: Revenge of the Grasshoppers.
Revenge of the Cross. What is this? Star Wars? Revenge of the Sith?
I mean, look.
Yeah, so I think that could have one.
I'm really intrigued by this. So I thought for the longest time there was a Bug's Life 2.
Nope.
But I'm gonna have to look. I also hear that like people want, what is that movie Onward? Like an Onward 2? I haven't seen that one yet, so I'm not. I don't know.
I would really recommend it. I've seen it a ton of times because Briggs really liked it. He just watched it, I think, on Sunday.
I'll have to watch that this weekend.
It's very good. I really like it. And yes, I could see there being a sequel to that one easily.
So, okay. This is probably more on... Oh, that's the wrong screen. Haha. This is probably more on a depressing sequel. What about an Up sequel?
What, he's gonna die?
Yeah.
No.
And then it's a little boy and Doug the dog finding their way through life without their bestie.
No. it's already traumatic enough.
On par for Pixar.
It's
Pixar's like all the trauma. Nom 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 nom.
the trauma salad, a trauma sandwich.
It's a
What?
trauma salad. They're throwing some extra salt and pepper on there, a
No.
dash of heartache, a
I
couple
feel
dollops of sobbing, and then the producers are just sitting back there just eating our tears. They love it.
I feel like that's a really bad idea. just because I don't want to cry, because the first Up movie is already sad enough. My sister,
Oh, it's so hard.
her name is Elizabeth, but we call her Ellie, and she didn't know that the little girl, and then the old lady's name was Ellie. We go to that movie and she dies. She's bawling her eyes out because she's like, Ellie dies. It's terrible.
I can see Ellie sobbing over that.
Yeah. It was not a good night for her.
Up is one of those trauma movies that like I can't watch again. It took me years before I could watch Moana again. I saw it the first time and I couldn't make it through it. It was my grandfather had died like a couple months prior, and I was really close to my grandfather.
Oh,
and so I watched
the grandma.
It. Yep. Trauma movie. I couldn't watch it for like a solid year and a half.
Stingrays.
Yep. And now I love it. No, Up will never be one of those like that and Coco. I can't. I love Coco. I can't rewatch it.
Oh, I watched Coco so many times.
It's gorgeous, but I cried so hard through it that like I can't do.
Why?
Okay. Well, I'm also emotional.
Okay.
Like a nonstop blob of emotion.
And I'm not, so.
What were we watching? I cried at the end of the Obi-Wan series today. Because it was over.
Because it was over. Oh my gosh.
Because it was over. I wanted more. I cried. It's a problem.
One thing I had written down, it's not like what needs a sequel. I had written down what movies now have a sequel, but it took so long to get one. Like Finding Nemo.
Yes.
It
almost doesn't feel like a sequel.
It took forever to get a sequel to that. And Incredibles.
I still haven't seen Incredibles 2. That's how long it took for that to come out.
It ends perfect. It ended perfectly for there to be something and then nothing for years. Why did it take so long? Silly.
Ooh, that's hard. What about movies that had a sequel that shouldn't have? Every Aladdin sequel ever made.
There's Aladdin sequels?
Yes. It's like Cinderella. I think there's literally 4 or 5 of them, and they're all awful.
Oh. Well, I didn't even know there was.
Been made. Or they should have been made better. Because like I'm down for an Aladdin sequel. I'm not down for that Aladdin sequel. None of them. Cinderella 2. I don't like the Cinderella sequels.
No. I've seen those. They're not wonderful.
I tolerate the Beauty and the Beast sequels because it's Beauty and the Beast, but I didn't need them.
There's Beauty and the Beast sequels?
Yep.
Huh. Book of Life is really good, Mike.
That's on Quack keeps telling me to watch it. I can't find it anywhere.
Is that not on Netflix?
Not American Netflix.
Huh.
Man, if only we could get a VPN sponsor and then I could watch Canadian Netflix movies.
If only.
Woe is me. If only I could get a VPN sponsor.
Yeah.
I'm going to email some people about a sponsorship this week.
Excellent.
Wait. Chat. Mike's losing it.
Oh yeah, I didn't till now.
Okay, what else has a sequel that shouldn't? Oh, Toy Story 2 shouldn't have been made.
Toy Story 2 is so bad.
Just skip straight to Toy Story 3 and 4.
I feel like If they do more than 2, like if there's 3, there has to be one that's like with Cars 1, 2, and 3. 2 is crap. Cars 2 is terrible.
Because I have heard from so many people that it's so bad, I have never seen Cars 2 or Cars 3. Because I have heard from so many people that Cars 2 was so bad.
I really like Cars 3.
I'm trying to get Aiden into Cars enough to where I can then sit down with him and we can watch 1, 2, and 3 over like a course of a week. Bambi had a sequel, Mike.
It did. I think
it probably should not have. Additionally,
probably not.
Wasn't it one of those weird, like mid-story sequels? Like they gave us more story to him being young. Wasn't that it?
I don't remember. I remember I've seen it once at least, but yeah, no, I don't know what other ones shouldn't have sequels. Man, this is a gong show tonight.
You know what? I needed this laughs. I needed all the laughs this
honestly,
week, so this is great.
Me too. I've had enough. This is completely off topic, but I haven't been able to do my stinking laundry, like clothes laundry, because it has been a revolving door of sheets, bed covers, bathroom towels, and bath mats.
Just trying to keep everybody vomit free and clean.
Cleaning the vomit off of all of those things.
Yeah. Oh.
Anyways.
Not only is it hard to like do house when you're sick, I think it's actually harder to do house when a kid is sick and then when the other kid gets it too, and it's just that no.
And then I had it, but not
passing it back and forth.
Yeah. I had it not as bad. I was cleaning with bleach today. So I'm not letting it revolve anymore. It's done.
No. Get it out. This is it. Done and done.
Anyways, but yeah, that was all of the movies I thought should have a sequel that don't.
Like I said earlier, Disney did a decent job at movies that should have had a sequel, creating a sequel at some point in time.
Yeah.
Better than I thought, honestly. I thought there were way more movies that were floating out there that needed one, but yeah, already there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've done a pretty good job. And I'm sure with some of the ones that we've mentioned, I bet that something's in the works for some of them. I mean, we know Zootopia has something going on there.
Yep.
But I'm sure there's other ones that we just don't know that have like at least thoughts of that in the works.
Oh, I'm excited to see what they do as they continue their push into profitability. And I don't know, what is it? It's like 2026 and 2027 had a crazy amount of, or was it 2027? Maybe in 25 and 26 had a crazy amount of untitled movies in there. So I think there's going to be a whirlwind of movie announcements over the course of the next year, especially with it being Disney 100. So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks everybody for hanging out and being here. We have loved having you in chat tonight. Thank you so much for listening and downloading the podcast on whatever app it is that you're listening to it. We appreciate you more than you could ever know. If you have any suggestions for the show, hit us up on Twitter or TikTok or Miss Cozy's Discord. We'd be more than happy. I can't with Twitch chat tonight. Stop. We would be more than happy to we'd be more than happy to take any and all ideas. I will tell you, we've got a really, really fun episode planned for next week that I am very, very much so looking forward to. But I do want to give you guys a heads up. We will not be streaming next week live. We are recording that and we'll be posting it. So for our Twitch chat peoples, love you. Hang out in Twitch chat for gaming per usual. And You're going to have to download the podcast to find out what's in it. And believe me, you are not going to want to miss it.
It's going to be good.
It's a banger.
That's going to be really good.
I'm very excited.
I am too.
Lord have mercy. We might have to do some editing on that one.
Oh, yes.
There might be some editing needed.
That's not going to be a one and done, one cut and no.
Look, if it gets crazy, I'll mark it as explicit. Don't worry. So thanks everybody for hanging out. March Madness, please check out the March Madness bracket on Twitter and vote. That is at Tangled in Disney. I need your votes to continue the bracket. Otherwise, we just have to go with what Cozy and I like the most, which told
is right.
y'all. Our answers are correct. We need you to validate our answer.
Yes, I need validation. Actually, no, I know I'm right, so it's fine.
No validation needed.
No.
But thanks all again so much. We love doing this, and we hope you guys love listening. And we hope that you enjoy getting tangled up in Disney with us. Bye.
Bye.